Today on the Allgoods, Vietnam Through the Eyes of Love, we hear from both Sarah and Dick on August 29th, 1971. What stands out is the contrast. Dick writes about Bob Franklin, his fellow pilot, and his skepticism toward the Air Force. Beneath his word is the sense that he's ready to be done with it all, that he doesn't fully trust the system anymore like he once did. And my mom, back home, reflects on her own longing. She talks about all the women sitting at home, missing their husbands, and she imagines a world where waves of love replace waves of hate. She prays for the war to be over, and for my dad to come home, for him to be with her and their baby, instead of just sitting across the world, doing his duty and somewhat marking time. This is a Vietnam story that rarely gets told. Not the footage of carnage on the ground, but the other side. Men sitting on alert, ready to go rescue, but often spending long stretches of waiting. It's a quieter side of war, where the work wasn't measured in daily battles, but in readiness, endurance, and in this one, love. Let's begin with my dad's letter. 29 August. Hi, love of mine. How is my pretty wife and mom-to-be of our baby? I hope you are just fine. I love you so much. I got the most precious letter from you today. You are so sweet and loving. You are the best wife and lover in the entire world. No doubt about it, I got the best. I am now eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and drinking a Coke. I've been on alert all day. The same alert. No fly all day. I napped, read, watched TV, and grooved to my wife. I wrote the folks and grooved to you some more. 11 more days and I'll have my lover in my arms. Are you going to be ready for that? I bet you are. I love you so much, Sarah Jane. You are my precious darling. I know I haven't been writing as much about daily activities. I'm not hiding anything. We just don't do anything. It is very much like Nellis, but with less actual work. Bob is going on R&R the 31st, so I will be working 24 hours every other day. That will make more time here at the detachment. I go to about 3 or 4 movies a week and nap and read books. Most of all, I daydream of my pretty Sarah Allgood. So don't get the idea that I don't tell you what happens. I tell you, but it doesn't take up much letter space. I mentioned Bob Franklin. I haven't said much about him before because there's really not much to say. He's from Birmingham. I knew him in high school. He is a true Southern boy. He was in C-141 before helicopters like me. He was at Robbins, Georgia, in the same squadron as I. He had a house there, and his family stayed there. Well, now to the story. He thinks he's going to be a general one of these days. Gung-ho! Well, he thinks the Air Force is such a great deal. He requested 10 bases in the Southeast, wrote letters to a personal friend at headquarters and all. He has been telling us all about going back to the South. Well, guess what? He got orders last week. Yep, you got it. Las Vegas, Nevada. Boy, have I had the time of my life describing the desert, the wind, the sandstorms, and the cold of winter. You remember last January? He just shakes his head and says, No, not the good, wonderful Air Force. They can't do this to me. I tell him to just give them time. They will do it again. Well, enough of that. I will keep you posted on his events and my ribbing him. Sarah, I love you with all of my heart. I will write your folks tomorrow. Don't forget the papers Bill gave you. I can't wait to hold, kiss, hug, fuck, suck, and mostly talk to you. I miss you more than is allowed. Sleep warm, lover. Love, Dick. Oh, goodness. That was my dad on August 29th, writing to Sarah, my mom, while eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, reflecting on Bob Franklin, and sharing his quiet frustrations with the Air Force. What comes through is his love for Sarah, and the baby, who is me, but also an unshakable sense that the Air Force wasn't always what it seemed to be from the outside. Now let's turn to Sarah's letter from the same day. Her worlds hold an entirely different rhythm. They're tender, aching, and filled with the hope that love itself could actually heal the world. Here's letter number 2, written from my mother to my father on August 29th, 1971. My whittle chickie, I love you. Next Sunday at this time, I hope to be mostly packed or at least have everything organized. I feel so near our big day when I start packing. Just getting the ticket made me feel better. Yes, darling, I've already had your pants cleaned and I'm going to do your shirts. I do them better than the cleaners. I'll bring my precious darling clothes to wear. You just bring your underwear, okay? I have a feeling we won't wear very much underwear while we're there. Well, I told you earlier, I feel much better. I had several practice naps this afternoon. I didn't go out to the pool because I didn't want to overdo, and the sun takes my energy too. Baby, when we finally get together on the 9th, you will keep telling me to rest up for all the love you're going to shower me with. You keep telling me this. Well, that works both ways. I'm going to kiss, hug, and probably shower you with more love than you can handle. You know how I used to bother you by getting too close to you when you're sleeping? Well, you better get ready, 'cause I'm going to be under, on, and all around you all the time. I have all of this love stored up too. So you see, we might be bothering each other. Ha! Can't you just imagine a bath of love? If the world felt the way about each other the way we feel, we'd have waves of love rather than hate. Wouldn't that be great, sweetheart? I pray every day, some way, somehow, this whole mess, this messy war, it will be over soon, and I'll have my lover and husband home with his wife and soon-to-be child. This is where you belong, not a million miles away, wasting your precious time and spinning your wheels, just marking the damn boring days off the calendar. I'm sorry I feel this way, but I want you and I miss you so very much. I'll admit I'm being selfish, but I don't care. I also know there are a lot of more females sitting at home feeling the same way I feel. The only slight difference is I doubt any of the other females love as strongly as I love you. Anyway, in about 10 days, I'll have my love to kiss and hold. You know, if you play your cards right, I'll even include a little sex with that love. As if I would hold out if you didn't play right. Honey, you just leave your shaft the slightest bit unprotected, and I'll have me some of the big boy before you can say, Dick Allgood. You said you might come with foreplay? I bet I do. Jeez. I asked Dr. Brecken about us making love, and he said do anything and everything as long as it was comfortable for me. If I become uncomfortable, just change positions. He said I'd have more secretions when I climax than before. I laughed to myself. I'll drown my dong if I have more than before. Well, Joy came up and we had a steak and salad for dinner. I suppose my bug is over. I've been able to keep the food I've had today down. Joy told me a funny, it's actually really sad. She said Mike Murray was dancing with some other girl Friday night at the promotion party, and Nancy walked up in the middle of the dance floor and took Mike home. Can you even believe all of that shit? I have no respect for Mike anymore. I can't see how he can respect himself. I watched TV and then reread my honey's letters tonight. I talked to you all night long, too. Did you feel my vibrations? I'm going to sleep now. I've rambled on tonight. I hope I have a wet dream. I love you so very, very much. You're my precious little chickadee. I only have one more Sunday before being with my love. That thought alone keeps me going today. I love you forever and always, Sarah. Goodness, These letters from August 29th, 1971, they show us two powerful truths. For my dad, the Air Force was beginning to feel more like waiting than fighting. Long alerts, empty days, and the quiet acknowledgement that trust in the system was wearing thin. For my mom, love was the answer. She believed that if the world could love the way she and Dick did, there would be waves of love instead of waves of hate. She longed for the war to end, for my dad to come home, and for them to be together to raise their child and for the birth of me. This side of Vietnam is rarely told. It's not the images of soldiers in combat that filled the news. It's the waiting, the longing, and the endurance of those whose battles were fought in silence and in love. Jeez, everybody was missing somebody they loved. Thank you for listening to the Allgoods, Vietnam through the eyes of love. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend and follow along the podcast wherever you listen. See you next time.